Welcome back, traders. Hopefully you had a wonderful, relaxing weekend. This is your host, of course, Mr. Know-It-All. Thank you guys so much for choosing to spend your Sunday evening with us here on live stream. Hang on one second. I'm just going to grab some tunes here for you guys. All right, so we started the stream a little bit early here tonight. I wanted to just give a little bit of a recap as to where I think Bitcoin might be heading here in the next couple of weeks. Now, this candle that we're closing here is a bit of a rejection candle. We can see this long wick, right? However, we are not closing currently the candle of this body below the previous week. So we could get what's called a Morning Star weekly candle reversal here. This could be the start of a trending move back to the upside, okay? And we are targeting, you know, this previous area, this box area right here, this $37,000 area that could lead us to you know, much higher prices here in the coming weeks. And so this candle, if we close here in the next couple minutes, just like this, we are looking at a potential reversal candle. All right, even though we did get rejection up here earlier this week at this $32,000 level, we are still, like I said before, we are still closing this candle body higher than the previous candle body. Now, that doesn't mean we can't, you know, come back down to back test this bottom here with a quick wick or something. You know, just fake out all these people shorting right now. People that are in shorts probably going to get squeezed here. If we reject these lows one more time. So, like I said, this is a low risk area for long, right? Because we are so close to this support, and we can see we did get an impulse, and then of course, you know, the stock market sold off on Friday. But you can see Bitcoin holding this area here and not budging below these lows. So rejecting lower prices for now is what this price action's been telling me, and so just be cognizant of that, okay, if you're actively shorting this market, which obviously you should be. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think that this downtrend is over. I just think we might see a little bit of a relief rally going into this week and maybe into the end of June. All right, so we'll see. This can all just be negated by the equities and how they do this week as well. So. Man, stay tuned for this. This could be an interesting week. I do believe we also have some, well, this is interesting here as well. We're getting a weekly stochastic cross up here to be noted. We had one back here in January where we did get this bit of a move back up. I mean, this is a small move relative to what we normally get when we get stochastic moves up here like we did back here in July. All right, we got this move here from 32K up to the all-time high. So this was like almost a double up in price. All right, that was under the right market conditions, but it looks like to me we are starting to form some sort of bullish divergence here on the weekly time scale, like I said, which could result in some price action back to the upside. All right, as we did just close this candle. We'll see how this ends up playing out. I do, like I said, there was some rejection here. We didn't get a candle closure above previous week's candle, but we did meet the same low on the candle body closure, which could propel us to at least test the top of the range, right? Like $32,000 level. That's what I'm looking at right now. And we have some confluence of support here. We're sitting on the 5-day 128 simple. We made closures above it, and we are holding above the 200 simple as well on the 5-day chart. For now, of course. Anything can change. We can end up rejecting this area and then just start another downward spiral of selling. That can happen. This cross up we're getting here could be negated by all that, of course. Like I said, guys, there's no guarantees right now in this market. But I'm just simply observing what I do see happening on this chart. We've had many weeks of downside already without any sort of relief. So it would make sense at some point for this market to get some sort of relief. All right. And you can see that the wicks on the candles here are kind of diminishing, right? Meaning the selling pressure is kind of, and you can see the candle body is also shrinking in size, which is signals to me that the price action is getting tighter and the range is getting tighter, right? So we're setting up for some sort of move. Hopefully it's not to the downside, but obviously the trend is still down, right? We are still in a downtrend. We're gonna have to see how this price action ends up turning up, of course. Tether, we're gonna look at this real fast here. The weekly didn't make a higher high, right? So, but it is holding up here. It's not like we're bearishly engulfing on the weekly here. So that's still something to be aware of and noted. Okay, I did draw something out here like we could get some sort of pullback on Tether, which give us that relief rally we're talking about right now. But that may not happen. I'm just drawing some stuff out. Who knows? I'm speculating just like you guys are here on this market right now. But I'm trying to give you some insight as to what I do see on the chart with momentum. But momentum, even if we are showing some of that divergence here on the MACD, we could just get a nasty week of selling, and like this can just turn into negative momentum again. Like this isn't over. It just looks like it's weaning off, right? It's been making higher lows versus this low from the January low, which to me signals some sort of divergence happening. And we are showing on the Wolfpack here some weekly bull div that hasn't really done or shown any sign of that yet. Okay, but like I said, hold the range lows long enough. You hold that support long enough, you will probably get some sort of relief rally. All right. Well, Waves is crashing and burning. Did you guys take the Waves? Any of you guys take that Waves trade? Let's get some hype in the chat for the Waves short. Waves is getting destroyed right now. After this big channel up, we're getting alerts right now that this is falling. Okay, we gave an entry around 960. Okay, 960 on this short trade here. Beautiful trade here on Waves. So we were looking at a 15% move down. Cool. So that's Waves. Any trades to be made in the near future, or are we waiting for the market to move first? There's always a trade, right? So you need to always look for ranges, right? Or maybe some patterns or some momentum you see shifting, right? Got stopped out on both Waves attempts. That's maybe you're too tight on your stop, or man. I got stopped out on the first attempt at Waves, but the second attempt I was a success on that second attempt there. So yeah, Waves was kind of being stubborn a bit up here when we were given this entry. This was a pretty classic rising wedge stuff happening up here. It finally gave way here the other day when it got this bearish engulfing candle for 8.5%. Right. Got to be patient sometimes with the market. So when you look at Solana, Solana's been in a downtrend, right? We've been actively shorting this coin. Again, Bitcoin it's just kind of sideways, man. Like I don't really know. Like it's kind of difficult to really know what this thing is going to do. Again, we're towards the bottom of the range again. So like, yeah. And we're gonna come up and get rejected at 30K, maybe. I mean, I'm not taking any long trades right now, man. I'm just waiting to see, what happens with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin decides to break up to the top of the range again and reject it, obviously there's where you want to look for a short, right? Towards the top of the range for a short trade, maybe back down to the bottom of the range again. All right. Or if we actually break the range somehow, if we break the range and we back test as support, you can look for a long trade here along the previous top of the range holding as support. But right now, I mean, yeah, there is some risk to reward maybe to the upside here, but I'm going to wait because I personally think that, well, A, we're still in a downtrend, and B, it's okay to not always be in a trade, right? And I'd like to see how Tether fares here in the next few hours, so we'll really know what the market's doing, okay? So there's this. It is at a supply line here. It looks like maybe it's coming off a little bit. And that could catalyze Bitcoin to go higher if that really does spill out a rejection, right? So we're going to look at ETH real fast. Alright, so ETH is kind of, you know, in one of these downsloping... We can call it a bear flag because that's what it is. It's definitely a bear flag. And well, it held the low for now, and it might come up to test the resistance up here on 1922. If we get an uptick in the market, if we get an uptick in Bitcoin price. Alright. Man, we only got 8 people on the stream tonight, man. These streams must be really boring for people. Anyways, so I gave a bit of an insight on Bitcoin, Ethereum here, and Tether. Kind of still waiting for some really more clear direction, right? Again, you're at range lows, at supports. Could be looking for long trades down here on ETH. Okay, at least to about that 1900 area. This resistance right here. Okay. That's that level looking left as well. Okay. Cycle repeat chart. Let's throw this on real fast. So cycle repeat is actually saying, yeah, about up to 30K, and you know, maybe in one more move down to the range low. Okay, so maybe look for that range low for long. See a lot of people still thinking that alts will still fall another 80%. That's possible. I mean, especially if 30K is like the new 6K from 2018, we're gonna see one more capitulation, right? But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be, you know, long-term accumulating like some altcoins that you think have a future, like Ethereum, right? Because who knows? This may not play out. It may just bottom out. I mean, it may bottom out before this, but I would suspect the timing of this is probably accurate, right? All right, so Nupal chart is in the yellow zone here. Okay, we haven't reached our capitulation, which is exactly what we're talking about. That the cycle repeat is actually talking about as well. We could have some more sideways price action. We could be here like we were in April of 2018 or maybe June or July of 2018 before we got some sort of, you know, bear market rally or something that we're talking about, right? At some point, we're going to get some sort of relief. It's only a matter of time. We can't just keep going straight down forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, right? Like, at some point, there's going to be a relief rally to squeeze these people that are in shorts, get them to cover, and that's going to suck liquidity back into the market so they can then reshort the market again for the capitulation event. Like, that's what's got to happen to create the capitulation event, in my opinion. Like, obviously, risk to reward for shorts down here, depending on the coin you're trading, is most likely not worth even probably being in a trade period right now. Like, we want to just wait to see what ends up happening, where the momentum kind of goes, right? Like, that's really all I'm going to say right now. You can just patiently wait. Obviously, the trend is still down, right? But there could be some bamboozling, and we call it some fuckery that happens down here. Excuse my language, but this market's known for that. Like bamboozle candles, like this one here. Boom, 10% bamboozle candle right here down towards the lows, right? Yeah, when everyone's calling the bull market's back is when you probably should be shorting stuff. So like down here, like I said, ETH can go test this supply line. Why not? Go test the supply line at 1900. What do you reckon we might even think of all-time highs? I'm sorry, what do you mean by that? Oh, like new all-time highs? So this looks like maybe a descending triangle in the making here on the daily for Tether. And no, I don't think we're going to see all-time highs into this year. I do not believe that. And I don't think we'll see new all-time highs probably for a couple years, to be honest. Like I think end of this year we end up bottoming out. Into next year we probably make some sort of, you know, nice retrace. Maybe like a 50 or 60% retrace from the swing low to the swing high. And then, you know, come back down to back test that, or maybe make a higher low at some point before we really go on another run. All right. So just looking at Tether here right now. Just sitting at right in the bullish territory, right? So out of supply line here for Tether, okay. You know, this would not be out of the cards if we got something like this where we maybe come down a bit, right, to give a little bit of relief to some of these altcoins and some of the coins here. But and again, this isn't confirmed yet either. Like what's the DXY doing is the real question. Bear with me. Let's see. So DXY coming down a bit right now, but did bounce off this low and sort of holding this low here. Okay. The weekly close, yeah, I mean, this was technically a rejection. Bit of a rejection, but again, holding above this 102 area for now, 101.89 area for now. But yeah, I mean, ultimately you can see that the momentum is pointing down. Okay. And typically after we get white candles, right? Unless we're doing one of these where we're just gonna start ripping again, like. Yeah, maybe we come down a little bit more, and then we start ripping again. I just think that the dollar index is so strong. It's strong right now because they are raising interest rates, right? So we didn't bearishly engulf this monthly candle. I'm not saying we can't come down to 98. We can. That would be massive for the stock market if that happened, and that would also note in Canada, which exchanges still support futures trading. Which do you use? I don't know. I'm not located in Canada. I am in the US. I'm currently still using KuCoin, or you can still use Bybit, or BitGet, I hear, is actually okay. So I still think Sand is one of these coins that can actually still come down because nobody's really buying this coin. And yeah, I mean, you're in a bear flag here. I was talking about this one in the alerts. If you guys are in this one as well, it did go up since I gave an entry, but you know, I still think that this has a chance. It still potentially has a chance to at least go down and test these range lows, like after it rejected up here. We'll take a look at that here a little bit more in depth as well. I think I'm probably gonna maybe take a trade on this one. We'll see. And also with that rejection candle on the weekly, right? This candle did not close green. And yeah, I know that you could see maybe some sort of rounding here, but it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't really look like bottom's in just yet on this one. And we haven't really tested this low. We briefly tested it. This $1.03 area. And it looks like momentum is also, you know, kind of weaning off here. I don't know, the 4-hour crossed up, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like one of these S coins that if Bitcoin starts pumping, this will start pumping with it, and tough to really. Yeah, this one's like. You know, you're near this hourly resistance. If Bitcoin does start coming off a little bit, this could definitely come down at least to test this range low here. A couple percent move down, and if this doesn't hold, then yeah, we're talking about definitely going to test the bottoms of this flag. Okay, because this thing is still in a bear flag, for sure, still in a bear flag, and right at a supply line too. So. Although there are these wicks down here, man, you know, it is looking like it's trying to hold this support for now. I'm tempted, man. I'm tempted, but it's still down here at the range low, so maybe wait for it to pop back up to the top of the range before looking for a short or something again. Right, maybe around this 150 area. Yeah, it did break this demand line here. It was respecting for quite some time. All depends on Tether and which way it's breaking or going to break. Ah, okay, the 5-hour triggered. FTM, sure, we can chart FTM. Yeah, I mean, if we're really bottoming out here temporarily, we could see Phantom come up to test 52. If by some miracle this is where we end up pivoting for this asset. Right? Anybody else see that as being that seems like a pretty logical place for it to go, especially if this supply line gets broken, right? So this is what we're looking at right now on FTM. You have this supply line here that you have from the major dump, right? So you break above this, there's a really good chance that you end up going to test the range high. All right, at 52, 53 cents. That's it. Let's see. Where did all my music go? Hang on a second, guys. Sure, Euro USD. Well, if the dollar's coming off, that means other currencies like Euro can maybe rally against it, right? So there you go. I mean, the Euro USD could maybe rally up to the top of the supply line again, maybe $1.18 into next year. This could take some time, man. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. You made an M shape, a pretty distinct M shape, right? So this may be like a little bit of a shark setup for Euro USD. And yeah, I mean, this is still bearish territory for now here on the weekly, but you can see that you're starting to make some sort of divergence, a bit of divergence. Again, though, coming up to supply line right on the RSI, but looks like you could maybe see some sort of push here against the euro dollar. Right, holding above this support. 107, holding back above that, and historically, if you hold this, you see a nice push up. So that would probably make me believe that we would see this nice push up, $1.12 area. Just watch this supply line here that you actually broke. You actually broke that supply line, and so that can maybe be good. See what the monthly outlook looks like for the euro. Yeah, so Stokes completely reset down here. You're below 10. Weekly already started its major move, man. So yeah, I don't know how good I feel about that. Yeah, could just result in a lower high, right? So the dollar is certainly outperforming the euro and has been for quite some time here. Sand catching some bids here going into the new week. Looks like breaking above this range right now. Watch it though. We got a supply line right here. All right, so this is that area, man. Like, if sand can break this area, it could go back into this triangle and rip up to the top of the range. That's if Bitcoin continues to push too, right? Fun to watch sand try to break its range here. That's a nice candle. That 15-minute candle is very nice. You're testing this resistance again for a third time. We can look at the stock market futures. So we'll see here. Let's see. Stock market futures are green right now. S&P's green. Look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ flat. Green though. Still holding these lows. I mean, it would make sense if the NASDAQ, you know, came up to this level here or something and it just made a lower high. But this is a significant rally, 10%. That could send Bitcoin back up to like 40K or close to 40K. Right, so. And maybe we bottom out sometime in November. Oh man, that's so weird. And then that's the bottom of the long-term channel up. Yeah, weekly inverted hammer on BTC confirmed. Well, we can call it kind of like a morning star candle, right? Let's go to the pattern site real quick and see what Bilkowski. I think it's a morning star candle, a morning star reversal candle. I could be wrong though. So morning star candle. How does he portray it? So ours kind of closed green. Yeah, so well, there's no real gap, right? So we can't really use that as our example, but yeah, it wasn't really a small body like that. Yeah, maybe it's not a morning star. An inverted hammer, I guess, is maybe. Yeah, well. Yeah, so there you go. There's the long wick. It is an inverted hammer. I would say it's more of an inverted hammer. Yeah, inverted hammer. Exactly right. So thanks, Mason. Appreciate it, man. Yep. Yeah, so inverted hammer on the weekly for BTC could signal, you know, like I said, some sort of reversal. Right, we haven't put a green weekly close in quite some time for BTC. So I do think we're going to see some upside. Like more than likely, we're probably going to see some upside going into the end of the month. Now, like I said, we could get one more little whipsaw down to the bottom of the range to flush out people going long right here, even though it's okay to probably take a long down here. But you know how these this market goes, just lots of bamboozling, right? And that's it. I've been watching Kadena. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this coin. I think this coin eventually would be good, but yeah, I mean, this could make a nice little move too. Right out of supply line. Once you break that, you're looking at a nice potential move up. You break the supply line, you could easily just think it double up and could do like go to $4 or something, right? Looks like a bearish shooting star candle. Usually shooting star candles are usually towards tops of patterns, not bottoms of patterns. See, are we getting any sort of on this weekly, any stochastic cross up? So not yet, right? We didn't get it. So, I mean, we're probably going to go test this range here, right? 32K again. We break 32K. We go test 34K. And then maybe this bear flag up here up to 36K or so, I would say. It seems reasonable. 21 exponential moving average on the 5-day is confluent roughly around 37K. Maybe if we go to the weekly... I was using the 3-day a lot. So the 3-day, 50-day moving average is right around 38K. That seems reasonable. We keep rejecting that, right? So maybe we eventually, you know, kind of climb back up there before rejecting it and going down further. Okay, something like that. But as we're going up, we're gonna see some of these altcoins really get a nice boost. I was looking at Link too. Link down here is pretty interesting. It's at a nice bottom, or not. I wouldn't say nice bottom, but it's had a nice little correction here. You can see that bear flag, but we could get a push back up to, you know, $9-10, maybe even test $11, close to that area there. And you know, last bear market, Link was actually outperforming the market. So maybe find a coin that's gonna do what Link did. So let's see. I don't know if you guys took that ICP short, man, but this one was a beautiful entry around $9. So we gave this. I was identifying the head and shoulders pattern on the 30-minute here, right here. This is beautiful, right at the top of this pattern. So we identified a head and shoulders pattern. You can see right here, this neckline. We gave an entry right around $9, and this thing just gave us a nice gain, 16% move down. I closed it around 760 area because, you know, you don't want to be too greedy. Like, this could have easily bounced here. It looks like it's going to bounce now, but yep, I think there's lots of room. Well, this coin obviously I think is done, but this was a nice short trade here. What's Waves doing? Is Waves trying to catch bids? Yeah, I mean, market starts reversing here. Yeah, I mean, Waves can just reverse here. It basically came down to the rise, almost the full move of the rising wedge, right? Full move would have been $7, but it's having a potential cross up here, the 50 and the 200. That's like maybe a golden cross. So if that happens, then this thing will stop dumping and it'll probably go back up to the top of its range. So what you're hearing is we're gonna get maybe some sort of rally. That's what we're hearing, and that's what I'm kind of implying right now. I'm kind of still kind of on the fence about it because, well, it's really going to depend on the price action tomorrow. We'll see. And Nasdaq, yeah, I mean, like, we need to see the equities market also kind of rally, really, to take the crypto market with us. But let's go check out total 2, and then total after it, to get maybe some targets as to what we're seeing happening on the chart. We're clearly at a major support level right now here for total 2. And yeah, obviously you get to, you know, major support levels. You could get some major bounces here. You are in a descending triangle, which do break up about 50, say, what is it, like 53% of the time they break up. So if we do get a breakup, yeah, we're talking about at least a back test of this area here, because once we go and sit at this support, what happens? We got a nice move up right after. So we'll probably emulate something like that. Let's take a look at Solana. This was another one that we have actively been trading in the group. As you guys can clearly see from all the lines I have drawn on this chart. Oh man. We caught some nice movements down on Solana here, especially around this area here. We got a nice 12% move down here on this asset. Not sure what this freaking hot garbage is. Sorry about the crappy music here. What is this? These aren't songs that I picked. Anyways. How's oil looking, he asks. Well, it's probably going up. Weekly bullish engulfing candle. Last week, major breakout. You're probably gonna go test this wick high, man. That makes a lot of sense to do that. All right, so we'll set an alert there. And then the all-time high sits around 147. I suspect we're probably going to test that. Well, hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream tonight. Make sure you guys smash up that like button if you guys are enjoying the content here. I do what I can for you guys and girls. I just try to give you guys what I see on these charts and give you guys some insight as to where I think things might go here in the next couple days, weeks, future, right? Evax, yeah. That thing's pretty beaten up. Yeah, I saw some sort of wedge on it here. Looks like it broke out of the wedge and just came back down to back test it, alright? So you guys know the movements of the wedge patterns are pretty simple here. So we go from the top of the wedge, the bottom of the wedge here. You know, we're looking at anywhere in between this 382 to 618 area, anywhere in the golden zone, right? But ultimately we could end up at the top of the wedge, which is right around this area here, around $53, right? Again, you're at levels you have really never really seen for AVAX, sitting at 31 on the RSI. This is definitely in buying territory, long-term buying territory. Not financial advice. But we could still see some. I'm gonna redraw this whole chart for you guys. Jasmine, yeah, we can look at that one. All right, so basically that bottom there. Well, this was pretty easy, right? We were in a long-term channel up. Because I got ADHD, brother. I like to click on things. Just something I like to do. Yeah. So here you go. AVAX with the supply line. Pretty clear right here. Yeah, I don't know if you would call it a wedge or if you just call it really just a downsloping flag. I mean, it's definitely something. You got some compression happening here, though, right? You're holding this support level for now. And you have this major neckline here at 53 bucks. So, I mean, you really get a nice rally. It could go back up to test it. Let's see. What was the other one you guys wanted to look at? Jasmine? There's not really a lot of data on this one, but yeah, I mean, if the market's really bottoming out right now, like temporary bottom, I mean, just watch this supply line. It literally, it's just, this is it. If it breaks this, it's going to have a nice move up. Really that simple. We'll set an alert. Here we go. We'll set an alert up here for Jasmine. 1.01, about 1.5 cents. And you really reach the bottom if you can make closures above this 2 cent area, okay? Alright guys, girls. DXY going up. Yeah. Well. I don't know. Money flow is still positive on the DXY, but we could start breaking below 102 again. Why not? There you go, on a break of a wick for BTC. Oh, sand going up. Hey, Proto, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, man. Appreciate that. Uniswap. We can redraw this, but it makes sense for us to go back up to test the top of the range 580 for Uniswap. Not quite perfect, but you got 1-2 touch points here. You got a couple touch points at the top of the channel. Here's your supply line. And then you have your support down here, right? Pretty clear. So again, descending triangle type stuff, and you could break to the upside about 53 or 54% of the time. Yep. So we're getting some push action here from Bitcoin, as I stated earlier. We did get that, you know, kind of Morningstar or inverted hammer type reversal candle on the weekly chart, implying to us that we could see some major upside. When I say major, I mean it could be 30-40% move up for Bitcoin in the next couple weeks and into the end of the month. So there could be some nice little swings here for you guys. Take advantage of, right? You know, we could see Uniswap break this range right here. If it breaks this range, you know, we're looking at what is this? Bottom to top of the range. 25% move from the break at the top of the range. That's pretty significant, right? 25%. You may not do the whole move, of course, but 25% is at least putting you close to 730. Maybe you figure half the move. So probably up to 660, this area right here. Right, you want to be safe on a swing trade, right? The whole measured move, you don't want to necessarily counter or account for the whole move. But you maybe want to account for a piece of that move. Because anyone that understands how to chart is also doing the same thing I'm doing. and you want to make sure you exit your trades before those folks exit their trades, because, well, they're probably exiting with a lot more capital, right? So they probably need to scale out. There's your Uniswap. Just watch the supply lines, guys. Right, longing here is fine, but make sure you take profit into the supply. You don't always get breakouts. Remember that. Most of the time, you don't get a breakout. And you're in a squeeze. Right, you're in a squeeze. So watch the squeeze on the TTM here. If you start triggering, like you did on the hourly, you started triggering on the hourly, but you triggered long, right? So you know what the direction could be. Good chance that that we're gonna just continue breaking up here. You know, 5% move to the top of the range and/or the supply line. Hey, make sure you guys follow us on TikTok, all right? I've been trying to put out some TikTok content for everybody. Make sure you guys follow us there. Post that in the description or in the chat, okay? Dina, I actually actively took a trade here on Kadena. I did enter while on stream here. I did post the trade in the alerts chat. I'm going to be giving the take profit targets here shortly after the stream. If you guys have any other tokens you guys want me to look at that you guys think would be good for swings, let me know. ApeCoin might be another one here towards the bottom of its range. This one moves, I know. Has some good movements usually. So we will redraw ApeCoin for you guys. I think this one looks interesting down here as well. Right at a major support level, kind of bottoming out here. And showing signs of maybe even actually already breaking the supply line. Right, you guys see that? Okay. See what the line chart looks like on that. Line chart, guys, is sometimes really good to use. Gives you a little bit more insight as to what's happening without the wicks, right? There's all this stuff up here. Messy chart. Anyways, so I mean, you actually could just see it from here, okay? And how you're holding these lows, right? You never came back down to test this low. On the daily, you literally just held to the range very, very nicely. So buyers are just holding this thing up. Again, descending triangle. Break to the upside about 57% of the time, and you're looking at a maybe 60% move. So figure about you do half that, right? 60% is pretty significant. Putting you around that $10 area. It would make a lot of sense for you to go and test this right here. 950, right? Cool. $15-minute TTM flash on BTC. Nice. Yeah, it is flashing and going to confirm in about 2 minutes. So we could see some nice price action coming in here. Right now, like every single time you do flash these TTMs, as long as they're, well, it's flashing. It hasn't well, it's still flashing right now. A couple minutes left on this candle. But yeah, you can see broke the supply line, right? Looks good. Looks like you're gonna maybe head up to the top of the range, right? Why not? 32K. Just straight up, straight down stuff here. So top of the flag. There it goes. Hourly TTM also triggered. You guys can see that. Okay. So we're looking at several hours of potential upside here. And yeah, 15-minute confirming right now. In about 30 seconds, you'll get 15-minute TTM confirmation, which most likely you'll see continuation from this move here. Okay. There you go, continuation. Going to test 30.6. Yeah, it's pretty chill tonight, right? You guys like it? I will be right back for like 1 second. I'm just going to put on a quick commercial for you guys. So it's pretty easy, right? If we're gonna rally up to the swing high, or at least the range high, to about 31.8 on Bitcoin. All right, I think I'm gonna jump off the stream and maybe hop in the Discord live. If you guys want to join me there, I'll be live there for a little bit. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We'll catch you guys. Well, join the Discord. All right. We hang out in the Discord a lot. I just come on YouTube to I guess try to get some more viewership and try to build the channel this way as well. All right. But thank you guys so much for joining tonight. Make sure you guys come and hang out with me in the Discord. We can talk about some charts there as well. All right, thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful week. Stay tuned for SAR version 5, by the way. That is coming. That is coming soon.